Ted, I found humor in what I went through because that's all that was left to do was to laugh at what I was going through. And how can you not find humor in it when, you know, a doctor tells you you might have 6 months to live and then they offer to sell you a wig without the insight of, you know, offering to lease you one for 6 months. I think the Seinfeld show is great. I made an awful mistake. I didn't know it was Larry David, and I was sitting on a couch reading the script, and this guy sat next to me, and he said, "Hey, what do you think of the script?" And I said, "Well, you know, Jerry's a funny guy, but whoever wrote this, they need to take some writing lessons." And it was Larry David, and so now every time I see Jason Alexander, he goes, "Hey, I'm living your life."
Do you still think it's not funny?
Oh, I think it's funny. I think that show's funny now. Oh,
Uh,
it's not on anymore. Hey, how about that? Um, I say whatever gets you through life and without hurting anybody else, that's good for you. If you wanna believe in a religion that was created by a science fiction writer, then you know H.G. Wells has a religion too. I think you can sign up with Scientology. Yeah, that's what I want. The phone call from Tom Cruise's lawyer. Oh, I can't show my dick on here. What was my worst night in comedy? Um, well, it's a toss-up. There's a tie. Um, One was my very first time being paid as a stand-up comedian. This guy booked me. He said he had a club in Anchorage, Alaska. I went up there. It was a strip club, and it was me and like 15 strippers that were doing the show. And it was at the peak of the Alaskan pipeline, so all the pipeline workers would come down to this place, and you know, after working like 3-4 weeks nonstop, and then they're going to come down and, you know, buy like $1,000 bottles of champagne with the hope of scoring with a lesbian stripper. And I had to go on, no opening act, and the girl that went on before me set her nipples on fire, and the lights went out, and they were playing this music, and they were spinning in opposite directions, and at the end of the song, she went, "Hey, here's a real funny guy from L.A., Robert Schimmel," and then I bombed real bad. They didn't want comedy then. I was in, where was it? Baltimore. And my opening act was in the green room and said he didn't feel good. He said, I think I ate something that was bad or whatever. And just when they were bringing me on, he had a heart attack. And the green room was like right off to the side of the stage. And they were doing the defibrillator on the guy while I'm up there. And the manager's telling me to stretch since the opener gets shorter. And they took him out on a gurney while I was on stage.